Hello everyone and welcome back to Closets Gaming. Today we're going to do a review of a game, but as you can see it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be reviewing a game made by a pickup artist called Super Seducer. So Super Seducer has been caught in sort of a controversy. It's been called misogynistic, it's been called creepy, it's been called many things. And we're not going to review the game as much because there's actually not that much to the game. We're going to take a look at these claims specifically. Take a look whether the game is misogynistic, whether the game wants to teach men how to actually deal with women or how to manipulate them. But if you want, Super Seducer is available on Steam for €12.99, or your regional equivalent. And actually, before we get into the game, we will take a look at a few articles. We will begin by an article by Polygon. This is the first place where I heard about the game. And you must assume Polygon is not really the source you should be relying on when you want non-biased information, when you want purely information that isn't, well, again, biased in any sort of way. So first I saw this article and I was like, okay, so either Polygon is right or they're just being Polygon. So I took a quick look into the article they have here. So the article is titled "Pickup Artist Game Super Seducer is as bad as it sounds." And it's by Allegra Frank. It was created on March 7th, so it is actually a few weeks since it's been created. And it's what you would expect. It's a little bit of an introduction to the latest kind of game, blah blah blah. And they comes out into a bit of an information telling you what the game is about. And then you actually start to get into the stuff where I thought, okay, so I need to try this out because otherwise I'm just not going to be sure whether it's Polygon being Polygon or whether they are actually correct about this. Because I wanted to know whether they're actually correct. There was a good chance that for this they actually might, because the pickup artistry community can sometimes go far beyond the creepy scale. So what they claim they have a problem with is it seems like a dating sim, but first of all, they had a problem is, well, you don't want this girl who you may have a chance to sleep with you to think you're desperate after all. If you follow his lead, you'll cut back to La Runa hosting a position, the edge of a hotel bed, flanked by two women in lingerie. The first time that pops up, it's laughable, but then those blank-stared ladies keep on appearing, lying on the bed like crazy cats. So obviously this was their problem, with objectification of women. It just it shouldn't be that way. And it just kept going on and kept going on. From there, actually another article popped up, this time by Game Rant, and this one was actually somewhat unbiased. You wouldn't think of it from the title. It was just a little bit of information piece that PlayStation has decided to block the sale of this game. And that made me realize, okay, I need to try this out. Whenever there is a game banned, like literally banned from sale, it is probably worth taking a look at it. And that's what we're going to do today. So let me start the game. And we will actually take a look at it. We're going to quickly address the mechanics of the game, but really there isn't that much to the game itself. Well, we start with these actually quite nice looking graphics, this sort of jazz music that you might expect from this sort of game. And everything seems somewhat fine. The pictures, yeah, they're suggestive, whatever, actually. So we're going to take a look at story mode because that is the main meat of the game. And here we are. You can see I played a little bit of the game. I couldn't get through it. It's a little bit too much. But let's begin where most everybody will get. Let's begin with chapter 1. Okay, let me actually make the sounds a little bit less. Sorry about. Okay, let's go and play. So we get this little bit of a scene. You know, you're essentially playing as Mr. Varuna, and the scene just sort of introduces the situation. And again, that itself seems fine. You go, and you see a girl, and then you get options. And you get some of these options, and some of them seem pretty obvious, you know, like option A, approach directly in front. There's pretend to be blind, wolf whistle. Approach slightly in front and to the side, walking next to her. Yo, what's up, girl? Walking with her. And your job is to get the correct option. That is literally everything this game is. Oh, let's choose one of these. What a normal person would do if they seen somebody and they wanted to meet them is I would directly approach them. Go in, and it plays a little scene that represents what you actually clicked. And then you get this. This is the thing they were talking about. Yeah, you can see there's two women, and you know what? I get the point of that. The point of that is to show that he's successful, he knows how to get pretty women, and I really do get that. And I know I talked over him this time, but I promise I will let him speak, and I want you really carefully to listen. So we get a few options. So I just saw you and wanted to let you know you look very elegant. We have a minute. I don't know from my yoga classes. I think you're really beautiful. I'd love to go down on you right now. Didn't we both go to the same college? So we're going to start with picking the obviously wrong answer. And I really want you to listen to Mr. Varuna and understand what he's saying. So I'm going to pick D, because I'd love to go down on you right now. Because that's not what a normal person would say. That's a super creepy thing to do. Please, nobody do that ever. So we're going to click that and see what happens.
I just saw you and I'd really love to go down on you. What'd you say?
You asswipe.
What? Don't be sexual until you know that she would be open to it, which is never going to be in the first few seconds, especially in the daytime when she's probably just going to buy a coffee or on her lunch break.
Okay, so this one was actually fairly decent. I obviously didn't click most of the options. I really was cringing half of the time when playing this. But still, if you listened to his answer actually, you will hear what he's saying. He's not telling you, don't be an idiot, that's not what normal people do. He's telling you, if you're going to go in for sex right at the beginning, you will not get sex. Here, there's a difference between telling you, don't be an idiot, and, oh, if you want sex, that is not how you get it. But that was actually fairly okay. But let's pick the actual correct answer here. And remember, these two people have never ever met. Not really. So we're going to click E. Didn't we both go to the same college?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you used to go to this college over here? I'm sure I recognise you.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I was sure. What was it, drama class?
I did take drama? I don't remember you.
I knew it. I knew you looked familiar.
How long ago?
What was it? I don't know, 6 years or something, right?
This seems like a pretty okay situation. Like, yeah, okay, he saw her in school. But listen.
This is okay. You can say things like, you're from my yoga class, you're from my college. Might be okay. Not bad. So what's your plans for today?
Actually going to the park to feed the squirrels with my friend.
What? Feed squirrels?
Yeah.
And ducks or squirrels?
No, just the squirrels.
These
We
little guys, yeah?
yeah, we got them to be our friends.
What do you feed them? Like hot dogs?
Almonds?
Almonds?
Yeah.
That's their favourite, is it?
Okay.
Seems to be.
That's nice. Well, they're really cute, aren't they?
They are very cute.
You
Yeah,
like
it's
animals?
fun. I do. Yeah.
Nice. That
Mm.
sounds fun, actually. I never thought of that. Buy some almonds, go feed the
You
squirrels.
should try it sometime.
Okay.
And what are you doing today?
Okay. And let's go back to his answer. And his answer shows you that, okay, you can lie about things if it gets you to where you want to go. It's essentially the time old, the goals justify the means. And I just don't believe that's true. You should never lie. And this was pretty much the first time I realized that, okay, there's something wrong here. And I'm honestly not happy about it. I was hoping this would be an actual game that would teach people who are awkward how to behave. But instead, it's teaching you to lie. And that's wrong. Let's be frank about that. That's just plain wrong, and it should never be the case. So we're actually going to go back to the main menu and choose a different scenario now, because I don't want this to go very long. We are going to go, which one was it? Okay, we're going to go for Turk Girls in a Bar. Because this one, when I played it, it seemed the most manipulative. So you see, you're in a club, there's some decently loud music, but it's not overly loud. And it's a situation, but if you watch the video, it directly is showing, okay, it's about the fact that the women are pretty. And while there is nothing wrong with wanting pretty women, oh man, what man doesn't want a pretty woman? That's like the most ridiculous question ever, right? The problem is that the little video in the beginning is essentially showing off the features of the women instead of showing that they are more than their breasts, their lips. And I know I'm sounding very progressive-y and feminism-y right now, but that doesn't mean that at certain points they aren't right. Most of the time they're freaking bonkers and ridiculously dumb. But at points, yeah, men like to sexualize things, and we like to objectivize women. The problem is when this is supposed to be an educational game. This isn't a game about you being some pervert that's trying to do stuff. This is, oh, look, this is how you actually should do it. And that's my main problem. So, you can start by how you do it. So, there's a few answers. I know the correct one because I've played through this part already. So we're just going to choose it because I want to see it. And blah, blah, blah. Just listen a little bit.
Can you help me with something really quickly?
Uh,
Yes. Okay, good. Right, what it is tomorrow's my best friend's birthday, and she's a girl, and she looks kind of similar to you, kind of stylish and stuff. And she loves fashion, so I want to get her something, like something to do, like jewelry or clothes stuff.
you want to buy her a present?
Yeah, I want to get her a present. She's just a friend,
Yeah.
but I want to get her something really cool. She's a good friend. What do you think?
Maybe you can give her a coupon, like a gift card to some store. I don't
Like
know.
Zara or something?
Yeah,
Around like
I
Zara.
don't know. Depends on what she likes.
Yeah, she likes clothes and stuff.
Yeah, so maybe the gift card will work for her.
This is the kind of PUA opinion opener. It's very good in that it will often get you into a conversation, so it's a good choice here. It's pretty much guaranteed to work, so if you have something like this for real, or if you want to use the one in this clip, then it will actually work in the bars. Good choice.
Okay, again, listen to his answer. He's not telling you that, okay, so maybe you actually want their opinion on something. He's actually telling you to use exactly this opener, even though it will most likely not be true. And that's again lying. That's fucking wrong. Don't lie to women. That's the most base thing any human can do. Don't lie to others. Be truthful. Be honest. And this game isn't teaching you how to be honest. It's teaching you how to manipulate people. Again, and I'm just baffled how this game got into production. It's well, I'm not, because I understand that there are a lot of guys that just have problems with women. They don't understand how to actually deal with them, etc. And they're looking for any sort of advice on how to get that help. There literally isn't anything more to the game mechanically apart from choosing options. And the meat of the game is, you learn how to get women. Instead of teaching you that to get women, you need to improve yourself, you need to trust yourself to get them. It's teaching you, okay, here's this little trick that can help you get a woman. Here's that little trick that can help you get a woman. And it's just plain freaking wrong. So, I really don't want the review to go that much more longer. Because there really isn't that much more to say. Super Seducer actually is a creepy ass game. It makes me sad that it is, but that's the fact it is. It teaches men things men shouldn't do. It teaches them to manipulate instead of being honest. And I don't think it should have been banned from the PlayStation Network. I disagree with that. I honestly do. I think it should have been allowed to stay on sale. Because otherwise, it is essentially censorship. But the thing is, Sony has the right to do whatever they do with their own privately owned platform. I'm completely fine with that. The game is still available to play on Steam. And it obviously doesn't require any powerful computer. So if you want it on PlayStation, you can easily get it on a PC. But I hope you don't. Because, to repeat myself, this game is morally wrong. I'm sorry to say that, but it is. It isn't the game that will teach men how to get confidence. It's teaching men how to manipulate people. More specifically, women. And I'm really sad about this. I should also mention I actually got the game for free from the developer, from Mr. Raruna himself. And I'm actually quite thankful for him for providing me with this game. So thank you, Mr. Raruna, but I'm sorry your game is morally wrong. So in conclusion, don't buy this, please. And that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you're by chance watching this on Steemit, please consider giving us an upvote and following the blog. Leave a comment for sure, because this one definitely deserves a comment. And see you guys later with more gaming content.